Hello folks, this is a Flat Cap Cafe Racer. Occasionally I get comments and raises a question for me, and one of them was on the Tiger 900. Seems that some folks are getting some heat from this vent area here coming out and hitting their legs. That's not a problem for me, but it is for some folks. So I thought I'd try a couple things and see if I could do something to help that. So stand by. Tiger 900, what you have here is on both sides you have radiator fans pulling that hot air over these vents and shoving it out the sides here. Now, for riders like myself, I'm setting a good couple inches farther back, and so that really I don't get a lot of hot air on my knees on either side. However, for taller riders whose legs are a little bit closer while you're wearing jeans or something, I can see that you're probably going to get a little bit more hot air, and it might be bothersome. So here's what I tried. Initially I had these little winglets that were left over from my Austin Healey Sprite. So what I did is I attached them here, and I tried that. That really didn't work. It actually probably funneled a little bit more warm air to me. So I said, well, let me try something else. If you're like me, you don't want to have something that you have to drill a bunch of holes in. And occasionally you may not need it, so you want something that you can remove easily. So this is, I came up with this wing piece that goes in here. Basically, it's a wing piece that goes in there and attaches to the Velcro, and it moves the air out a couple more inches out into the airstream, and it really kind of diffuses the hot air that you're getting and moves it out a couple inches. Let me take you over here and let me show you how I made it. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to make something pretty cheap and easy, so I got one of these old milk jugs, and I just trimmed out the sides, one of the sides here, that had the kind of the angle I wanted to create the winglet. I wasn't really sure how it would do on the heat, so I took my heat gun and I used the heat gun for about 5 minutes, and I held it 2 or 3 inches away, and I run the temperatures from 430 to 570 to see if it would distort this very much at all. It did soften it up a little bit, but it did not distort it. So I knew I wanted to make sure that I had a little bit better support stability at the end. So I got these. I drilled a couple holes here. I got just a piece of aluminum and drilled holes in that, and put a couple rivets in there to hold this and make it a little stiffer. Once I did that, I used some high heat paint, and I painted it black. I wasn't really convinced that just the high heat black was going to be good enough, so I got some of this. I had some of this Scotch 3M foil tape, which reflects heat back and has a sticky side on it, and I applied it. I'd used this on my fairing at Bonneville to a great extent. So this is what it looks like when you put the foil over it. Then then I put some Velcro on the back sides of this. You can see the aluminum here. So, but I wanted to make sure that it had a little bit of support on the edges. So I took this little styrofoam piece here, and I cut it to a wedge shape, and I put some black duct tape around it, and I put some Velcro on this. Now this little styrofoam piece, this comes from when they clean your carpets, and when they clean your carpets they need a little piece to keep the furniture from getting onto the wet carpet, so this is what they lay down for that. That's all this is. And this goes on here. then that helps that when I'm out, show you when I'm out on a motorcycle, you'll see how this kind of keeps us balanced on here. Now let me show you how I mounted it on the bike. First thing you're going to notice, I put a couple pieces of Velcro. I use black on this one because it's easily seen, but on the inside it really did make a lot of difference because you don't see there very much. So just 2 pieces of Velcro opposite of the 2 pieces that are on the little winglet. So I'm just going to place this little angle piece with the styrofoam right here, and then I'm going to get the winglet piece. I'm going to put it here, in here, and press down, hold it down there, and then that's all there is to it. Now it does move around a little bit, but I can assure you that a speed, triple digit speeds, it's more than stable enough. I've had it on there on about 3 or 4 rides. Hasn't had any problems. I wanted to make sure that it didn't have any fan interference, which I don't. I wanted to make sure it didn't melt down, which it doesn't. And you can see that it's very easy to take off and put on, because in the winter months you may not want it to have it there. But what it does, like I said before, the air is running here and it kind of kicks it out a little bit, and it diffuses the hot air a couple inches. It gives you another couple inches, so you don't have to really move your foot to the outside of this foot peg to dodge that heat. And it's a cheap solution. You ought to, I think it works. It seems to work for me when I do my rides. And this gets a little warm in here, but it doesn't get too hot. It hasn't done anything to the Velcro or anything like that. For you that have a problem with the heat, I hope you found this could be useful. Give it a try. It doesn't cost anything. It's easily reversible. Get an old milk carton laying around with some Velcro, you're halfway there. This is a Flat Cap Cafe Racer saying goodbye for today. Join me and my friends at Flat Cap Cafe Racer for riding and racing. Please subscribe.